Good morning children. Welcome back to English online class of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe at home. Yes? Okay, let's start our today's session. Today we'll discuss the topic finite and non-finite verbs. We have also discussed subject-verb agreement. Otherwise it's known as concord. Now children, what do you mean by subject-verb agreement? Subject-verb agreement means the verb in a sentence has to agree with the subject in a sentence in number and person. What do you mean by number? Number means singular or plural. And what about person? Person means first person, second person and third person. So which is the first person? First person is I and we. Second person is you. And third person is he, she, it and they. So if the subject is singular, the verb also should be singular. If the subject is plural, subject means noun or pronoun. If the subject is plural, the verb also will be a plural one. The subject and verb in a sentence has to agree with each other. Only then we can frame correct sentences. I hope you understood subject-verb agreement. So let's move to today's topic, finite and non-finite verbs. Let's know more about finite and non-finite verbs with some examples. For example, he writes a letter. He wrote a letter. In these two sentences, which is a verb, children? It is, in the first sentence it is writes and in the second sentence it is wrote. And writes in the first sentence, it shows that the verb is in present tense. In the second sentence, wrote shows that the verb is in past tense. It's already a past action. So the verb write, it undergoes changes according to the tenses. It shows when an action is performed. It shows that when a letter is written. It shows the time. Tense means it shows the time of an action. Let's see some more examples. He wants to write a letter. She wants to write a letter. I want to write a letter. They want to write a letter. You want to write a letter. We want to write a letter. Children, can you identify the verbs in these sentences? There are two verbs in these sentences. Which are the two verbs? It is want and write. So when you check these two verbs, the verb want, it undergoes changes, right? Sometimes we add s at the end of the verb. Sometimes there is no s. Whereas the verb write, it doesn't undergo any changes. It remains the same in all these sentences. So let's see why want is undergoing a change. The verb want, it undergoes changes according to the subject. According to subject means it agrees to the subject in number and person. If it is a singular subject, it becomes wants. For example, the first sentence, he wants to write a letter. As he is a single person, we are referring to a single person, it is a singular subject. So we have to use only singular verb. We can make a singular verb by adding s at the end of a verb. Then she wants. Again, she is also a single person, singular subject. So we used singular verb. Next, we want. We is a plural subject. We means a lot of people, right? So we used want. We avoided that s to make it a plural verb. Next, you want. You is both singular or plural, and usually with you we use plural verb. You want. For example, you are a student. We don't say you is a student, but we say you are a student. Usually with you we use only plural verbs. In I want to write a letter, even though I means a single person, in grammar I is considered as a plural subject. So with I we always use plural verb. I want. I want to write a letter. Next, they want to write a letter. They also means a lot of people, so we have to use plural verb, want. I hope you understood how the verb is undergoing change according to the number and person of the subject. We told that the verb write, it doesn't undergo any changes. So the verb that undergoes changes, that agrees with the subject in number and person, is called a finite verb. So what is a finite verb? Finite verb is a verb that undergoes changes. A finite verb is a verb that undergoes changes according to the subject in number and person. And finite, what do you mean by the word finite? Finite means limited. So it is limited to the subject. It is limited to the grammatical properties of the subject. So it has a subject. Finite verb, it has a subject. It has to agree with the subject. And mostly the main verbs are the finite verbs. Next, let's see what is a non-finite verb. Here in this sentence, which is a non-finite verb, children, it is write. Why write is a non-finite verb? Because write doesn't undergo any change. So those verbs which does not undergo any change according to the subject in number and person is called non-finite verb. The verbs that undergoes changes are called finite, and those doesn't undergo changes are called non-finite verbs. I hope you understood the basic difference between finite and non-finite verbs. Now let's look at the examples given in your text. Let's look at the definition first. What are finite verbs? Finite verbs change their form according to the number and person of the subject and the tense of the verb. Examples: my mother bakes delicious cakes. My mother baked a cake for me on my birthday. So here the verb bake changes according to the number and also according to the tense. So in the first sentence, as mother is a single person, as mother is a singular subject, we used bakes. In the second sentence, it is a past action. A past action is denoted. So bake changes into baked. So we have already discussed the verb that undergoes changes are called finite verbs. Now let's look at the non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs remain unchanged irrespective of the number and person of the subject and the tense of the verb. Examples: I want to play the piano. She wants to play the piano. They want to play the piano. So here in these sentences we have two verbs, want and play. Want undergoes changes according to the number of the subject and also according to the tense. Whereas play doesn't undergo any changes. Isn't it? Yes. So the word or the verb play is a non-finite verb in these sentences. So I hope you understood today's topic clearly, finite and non-finite verbs. So children, it's time to wind up our session. That's all for today. See you in the next class.